His girl in the movie had what I consider one of the most uncomfortable dance sequences I've ever seen in a movie.
The car?
Yes.
Bro, I literally was going to bring that up. I had a mental note. I was like, I've never been so uncomfortable for somebody in my life.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
That's why I said I'm mad that I liked it. Like, I'm really pissed.
He's Chinese.
Welcome to the latest episode of CERA and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
I like doing the slick back. Sometimes it's just nice to look, for when I'm wearing suits and dressing up nice.
There's a thin line between nice slick back and white supremacist. Just make sure.
No. I'm trying to look like, like Casino, like Joe Pesci.
Very thin line there. It's like between Proud Boys and a dude with a nice haircut. It's like,
I feel like if we cut both our hair off, they'd probably think you're a white supremacist before me.
Hey man, I don't know. The only thing I know is I've had skin fades before. Ain't nobody been like, hey brother. Like
I had one before. I had one before. Now, I had one like a half all the way down, and I was like, oh, my hair's thinning. I can't be doing this.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever, did you have your hair long when you were younger or no?
Yeah, when I first started wrestling, my hair used to be down to like below my chest.
Did you ever cornrow your hair?
Oh, all through all senior year of high school, I had cornrows.
Okay, I need to see pictures of that. And matter of fact, that might have to be a thumbnail to this episode.
No, I can't because in the picture, I have this one picture. I'm sitting like, the black dude on the edge of the bed.
Oh God, why?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm about to send it to you right now. Hold on.
First of all, wait. Hey, I don't. You better be wearing clothes, bro.
Clearly. Hold
on. So speaking of high school, this movie.
Did you see this movie in high school?
No, bro. I am 100 years old. This movie came out in 2008. If I was in high school in 2008, there should have been something wrong with me.
Hold on.
Like, man, this guy's 49 years old in high school.
Hold on, I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh man, I'm gonna post this face.
Go ahead, put it to the camera. I don't give a fuck. Now, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of CERA and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast, featuring Marcos. It's your boy CERA, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos. At this second, bro, I've never seen you look more Cambodian.
Yeah.
That picture. Bro, first of all, can we talk about is that t-shirt tucked in?
Nah, it ain't tucked in, it's just tight. So it only goes right to the belt line, bro.
Is that a big buckle belt?
You would ask? Yeah. Mom got me that for Christmas.
In case you forget your name, be like, hold on, let me look at my belt.
No, what's fucked up is all three of my brothers, our names begin with an S. So any one of us could just use it.
Who thought that was originally?
I'm telling you, high school times, man. High school, did you have fond memories of high school?
I did. But the more I look back at high school, I realized that I was just in my own world. That I can't even consider myself popular. I can't consider myself unpopular. I just existed, and I felt like yes, I had my best friend in high school, Josh. Shout out to Josh. Proud Puerto Rican dad over here, one of New York's finest. Me and him were like, it was a constant, it was like an SNL skit with him all the time. Yeah. Like we would laugh over stupid shit, and it was me and him and like a couple other boys sprinkled here and there that we hung out with heavy in high school. But like my outside of high school, like my friend group there is what actually made me who I am as a person. Like I actually had cool friends, like friends that were like really known, and like I still am friends with all of them. We have a group chat that is buck wild. Yeah. But like the classism, for lack of a better word, in high school really didn't matter to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if somebody's like, yo, this kid is a herb, which is for those of you that are like under 30.
Yeah, one of you were born in 2000 or more. Or
yeah, later. Like, that is a term that means uncool or or a person that doesn't fit in well, just want to let everybody know in case you're unfamiliar with the vernacular that I'm using at this point. And it's like, I didn't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like all I know is that I didn't have the coolest clothes. I had pretty cool clothes. I wasn't the richest kid. I took the bus, but just like and the train, like New York, it was like the best way I can say it is that everybody in my environment around me was the same. Yeah. So I didn't feel like I missed out. Like, you know what I mean? Like
for me, like when I was in high school, I wouldn't say I was popular. But like I was known. People knew who I was. One, because I was an artist. So they knew me from doing a lot of art around school, or because I was a cheerleader and I was like one of the only guy cheerleaders at the time. So like, people just saw me at football games, saw me at basketball games. I was also captain of the volleyball team too. So,
But first of all, I can't see you being super happy and joyful. Were you like, oh, right. Like, I can't see that in you, bro.
Right, it's a routine. I'm worried about getting kicked in the nuts. Because one time I tossed a girl in the air and she was spinning. I went to catch her, and on the way down, she kicked me in the nuts. So like this,
but no, not even that. The athleticism, we know, your wrestling background and everything, and you stay pretty fit. But I'm talking about like the disgustingly positive attitude. Like
no, but that's what I'm saying. It's a routine. So you out there like that's like I can't see you singing Celine Dion, but if you're gonna do it in karaoke, you gonna go out there and do the Celine Dion.
But like, were you like, hey, everybody, school spirit?
No,
like,
hell no. Bro, like, I went to man. Listen, my high school had metal detectors. I wasn't acting like that,
bro. And then
but also I was also known because I worked in a sneaker store. Okay, and like high school, there's hierarchy on jobs.
You were the plug.
Well, no, it's just like in high school, the hierarchy. You work in fast food, or you work in a regular restaurant. Then you work at the mall. Like if you work at the mall, okay, you got one of them good jobs. That's what I. So
after we introduce this movie, I got to say something about the hierarchy of jobs in high school.
All right, so you picked the movie, obviously. So we're continuing our belated Valentine's Day treats or movies, and this week was Marco's pick, and this is a movie that I would imagine reminisce about as far as high school love. Why don't you tell people what movie you picked?
I picked Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, 2008 classic. It is an amazing movie. Like, I'll die on this hill. Like, this movie was definitely not made for somebody of my age. Yeah. And I dare to say that I was not the demographic that this movie was made for. However, I am a little white girl at heart, and I really love this movie. And what was the movie when the two kids what is it? Something in the Stars?
Oh,
the two kids died.
Yeah. Well, so again, this movie, to me, one of the things about this movie is I feel, and I think it's one of the reasons why I think you connect with it. To me, it kind of feels like a high school love letter to New York.
Yeah, it does.
Because
first of all,
thing about New York
that those kids did.
Yeah,
I was not cool enough to do because I didn't run in those deep musical circles. However, the access is very believable.
Yeah.
Like in high school, you could go to clubs. Like New York just doesn't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? If you knew somebody that knew somebody, you could do all the things that they did.
Yeah.
And like them running around in the city, yes, I connected with that because I did stupid shit like that when I was younger.
Yeah. But also, it's like, it's one of those things where like in New York is one of those few places where, you can be out all night, just hitting up different places. You can hit this club and this club, and like you can there's always an adventure to be had at night. And a lot of people who don't live in the city don't understand that. If you're from the suburbs, bedtime hits and you're just winding down and maybe relaxing at night. They don't get the whole, no, we was out to 4 a.m. We went to the spot at 3 a.m. to go get some, pita breads or some shit,
Yeah, it's
or
like
the diners out there.
There's always something to do in New York. Mm-hmm. I assume LA is like that, but LA is so spread apart that it's not as convenient as New York.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure that you could be there on a Tuesday at 4 a.m. and if you know the right people, you could be at the coolest party right then and there. Like it's just how it is.
Boston can be similar to that. It's probably not as many places open, but if you know the right people, you know the right things, you could probably find like spots open in the middle of the night where you're like, all right, it's 3 a.m. Let's head over to Chinatown and go get some dumplings.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to like in my older years, like I've gone to like the Baltimore after hour scene,
Mhm.
and even as a
Or fucking
menacing guy that I
Jimmy
look,
Seafood looking for
huh?
wrestlers.
No, no, no. That's weird. But hey, you know what? For those people that be at Jimmy Seafood or whatever,
Yeah.
hey man, more power too. But I'm talking about like after parties, and I'm like, this is sketch. Like I
Yeah.
feel like somebody's gonna get stuck up right here, right now.
Yeah. So, all right. So, where does Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist land on your list of like great rom coms? Is it near the top? Is it in the middle?
It's very near the top. I would almost say top 3.
Why? And what place is it up there? Just out of curiosity.
It's hard to say because if I don't give like maximum thought to it,
Mhm.
I'll say stupid shit to blurt out like, oh, it's number 1. But then I remember another movie.
Yeah.
Like before we went down this this belated Valentine's Day thing, I almost forgot about this movie.
Yeah.
And not because it's just because I haven't seen it in a while. And it was a welcome comfort to see it again.
Mhm.
And and it's like there's certain times that I'm like, man, this is dope.
Yeah.
Like I like it. The story is very simple, and the actors give this earnest behind their performance. Like you
Yeah.
believe, like I think honestly, this is probably the best role that both of them have had, and they've had good careers, but like this fits better. Like I know
Yeah.
um uh Michael is
Michael
known
Cera.
for Superbad,
Yeah.
and I know she's known for the TV shows and all this stuff. And for those of you that follow her career earlier, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
But I think this is the most
Talking about
honest.
Kat Dennings for people
Kat
listening. Talking
Dennings,
about
yeah,
Kat Dennings.
yeah. Like I think yeah, like this is probably my favorite project of both of them. And I later found out after the movie came out, this is based on a book. I saw this movie on random.
Yeah.
And like it was one of those things that I didn't even see it in the theater. I saw it first on DVD,
Mhm.
and then I was like, oh man, like how did I miss this? But
Yeah,
then
it's one of those movies that you get and you're like, "Man, I should have saw this in theaters." Like, this is actually
yeah,
really fucking good. I'll agree with you. It's one of the movies where, like, it felt like the roles were made for them. Like,
yeah,
they're so natural in these roles that it almost feels like you just put a camera on them and said, "Go." We're just
yeah,
rolling. And which I like. I like this. There's certain movies where you have stuff where you have characters where you're like, like, I couldn't see anyone else play him. Like, you ever seen Rounders?
yeah,
Edward Norton in Rounders, I'm like, like that's a slimy ass best friend. Like I can't see anyone else playing him.
yeah. And this
No,
is one of those things like there were so many movies that came out around this time. I don't think you could swap out the characters and the movie be as endearing as it was.
yeah, I'll agree
And
with
I
that.
later found out that the movie was based on a book and they made some changes, but I like the changes that the movie made. And
Like for instance,
also,
like what? Like give me one because I knew it was based on a book, but I didn't know there was any changes.
like off the top of the head, because I haven't read the book in like 10 years. Um, basically,
You ain't read
I
nothing but
know
Menu in 10 years, bro. What are you talking about?
this guy. One day these fat jokes are not gonna land.
I'm gonna still throw them.
Yeah, I know. You out there like an old NFL quarterback.
I know.
Like
I got that
I'm
Cam
gonna throw
Newton
the
on.
bomb.
Like, all right, Cam Newton's past his days, man.
But
Yeah. So what's a
like
change?
one of the off rip, it was like when her and her best friend got in the back of Michael Cera's car or
Mhm.
Nick's car, and she was like, "Here, take my bra, go on a date." Like I know in the book, her friend, the drunk friend, gave her money.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, here, take him out." Like because I think she was like, "Oh, I don't have money." Like I don't know if he has money. Like she's like, "No, here, bitch. Like take this money. You guys have fun on the date."
So is it in a sense that like in the book, the drunk best friend is a little more what's the word? Is a little more not, I don't want to say mindful, but she's a little more like her, she's a little more with it. Because in the movie, you just figure she's not necessarily blackout drunk, but she's just like, you know, like she's gone.
She's drunk, but she's more of a drunk like in the movie, it's her role as the best friend is nuanced.
Yeah.
Like she's drunk, but she still has enough to be like, to tell Nora about herself. She's like, hey, she doesn't like tall.
Mhm.
She's like, you really like this kid, Nick, whether you admit it or not, from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
She's like, I can see you guys being together. And she's like kind of pushing her
Yeah.
to like hang out with him. And like that doesn't really go away. But a lot of the stuff was written more for hilarity in the movie to have her have recurring scenes that you kind of like, instead of the character being forgettable, you kind of like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and also one of the main difference that the movie doesn't really do, and I think it might have been harder for the movie to do, is that the book is told from each of their perspectives. Like each chapter,
Okay.
it's like one is from Nick, one
Yeah.
is from Nora, and then they flip flop.
Man, you know what? You bringing that up? There's another movie that I don't know if you've seen that I absolutely love. It's based on a book as well. It's called Flipped. It's a Rob Reiner movie, but like in that one, it's basically they tell like this story. They tell a love story between a young girl, and a kid as they grow up. But you see different moments in their life from each person's perspective, so you can see how like each person's like where their mind was at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
really
I
cool.
haven't seen it, but I'll definitely put it on my queue.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's one of those movies where you watch, and it's kind of like this movie. You watch it and you go, man, they just don't make movies like this no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just a very classic. Like it for me, if I'm watching movies, it kind of reminds me of like a My Girl.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't make movies like that no more. Why?
I don't know, man. But I also like, I'm gonna come back to this in my hot take.
Okay.
In my hot take, I'm gonna come back to this point that you're talking about.
Okay. Well, okay. So, this movie's got a lot of like, the cast. Again, this is a small movie, but the cast is like kind of, especially around that era, it's kind of a who's who. You got Michael Cera, you got Kat Dennings, you got Jay Baruchel playing the fucking the little asshole,
which is a role that on paper, when I saw him come up, I was like, not him. And then I was like, holy shit, he is a dick in this movie, but like, not like a dick just to be a dick. Like he played the role well. Like, oh, I'm too cool for this shit. And then you had a couple cameos as his friends in the movie that were also pretty. It's like the who's who of that generation of actors, because they're now all older. This movie came out 18 years ago? Something like that.
But you had the guy, I forget his name. He's always in like New York movies, but he's the guy, he played the chef or the cook.
Yeah.
He played like Leonardo DiCaprio's cousin in The Departed.
Yeah, he's a character actor. He was in a couple TV shows as well.
Yeah. They also did the dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine's in there. What's his name? I forget his name.
Which one? Are you talking about you talking about Andy Samberg?
Andy Samberg, yeah, Dick in a Box. Yeah.
It's like there's so many sprinkled in, like miss it, like that it's like, oh shit, I forgot this guy is in the movie. There's like so many bits that work very well for this movie, and and like when I was rewatching it, the whole a bus station thing.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? Like, and I haven't researched this. It feels like a love letter to Adventures in Babysitting. Remember when her friend got stuck in the bus station? Like they like modernized that.
Yeah.
And like even the gross out moment, like, bro, I still remember I forgot about that gum scene. And I was like,
that shit is so gross.
I was like, oh my God.
When they turn the camera around, it actually looks in the toilet. Like, you're like, ugh. But the thing is, I've seen toilets like that. So I'm like, ugh, I can't be doing. Nah,
yeah, that would be my nightmare. That would be my nightmare. Like, you know,
just thinking about this movie, like now, as you were talking about it, like it almost feels like a road trip movie, but just in the city. Because with a road trip movie, it's always you got to get from point A to point B, and in that journey, a bunch of side quests happen that brings up the hilarity and all this different thing. And that's what that's what happened with this movie. And I think that's why they made her kind of a delirious drunk, because that gave it some randomness to the different places she ended up in.
Yeah, so. And then and there was some truth in the comedy. Like, yo, if you were a drunk girl and you wake up in the back of a van and you don't know the two people that are driving, you would do exactly what she did to.
Yeah.
And then honestly, the whole
I'm in the back of a van and they're talking about going balls deep.
And then the way Kat Dennings talked to her, I've seen women talk to each other like that, especially when I was younger. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Just do what I'm telling you to do. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, this is a genuine friendship.
Yeah.
Like, but there's
go ahead.
What?
Now go ahead.
No, there's some movements in the movie like I had third party embarrassment from Michael Cera, like with the CDs and the voicemails and all this shit, and I was just like
Bro,
it brought me back, and I can't think of direct moments, but I feel like I've done stupid shit like that.
bro, listen,
Like,
I used to when I was in 10th grade, me and this girl used to talk and we used to write letters to each other. You fold them up into the little square, give them to your friends, pass them along. Bruh. Yeah, no, they're making mixtapes for each other. Oh yeah. I used to do that all the time.
bro, like it brings me back to a direct incident, and I feel like I don't remember it correctly, and it's like I remember I asked this girl out, and I rarely see this girl throughout like my high school day,
Mhm.
like because you're in different classes and shit, and I was like, yo, I think I got in the courage. I was like, oh, you know what? Let me ask her out, but then I kept running into her, and it came off like weird running into somebody, like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit. Look
Is
at
it like
this
the
mother.
universe telling you gotta ask her out?
No, 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 no. I already had asked her out, and I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
cool, I just deal with it. Like, I see, but then I kept running into her, and then it kind of looked weird because it was like I never see this motherfucker all the time. And I swear to God, I forgot the girl's name, but I swear to God, like, it was years later that like I was close with a friend of hers, and she was like, yeah, she got weird. Like she was weirded out. She thought you were like running into her on purpose, and I was like, I swear to God, that was not it. And it's one
Yeah.
of those situations that I was like, man,
Yeah,
like
I remember
the uncomfortableness.
yeah.
It's like, ooh,
Dude, I remember the girl I used to write back and forth the letters to, right? It was again 10th grade, going back and forth. And then I remember at one point she wrote a letter. She goes, Surat, come on. Like, if you ask me out, I'm gonna say yes. I was like, oh, you're right. And I'm nervous, I was a shy dude back then. So then, I fucking go up and I write a letter, I ask her out. And she goes, I think about it. And then a couple weeks later, we going on a fucking field trip to the Bronx Zoo, and she's hugged up with another dude in the back of the bus, and they making out. And I'm like, the fuck you told me that you'd say? I
bro.
was like, what the hell?
There, I don't know what it is about the high school or the middle school mind of little boys
Yeah.
or young adolescents.
Mhm.
Like motherfuckers be in their head thinking about shit. And then you in your mind, you tricked yourself like, man, it should have been me. Like,
Yeah.
like
Oh, bro.
motherfucker, you ain't say 2 words to this bitch.
Oh, bro.
Or
Trust me. There was this girl I had a crush on when I was 16, and I remember, like, just again, I was super shy back then. So one day I got the courage to go ask her out. So I walked from my parents' house to the mall, and I walked over to her job. She used to work at KB Toys, and I walked by, and she was sitting there talking to a guy like across the fucking the counter. So I was like, all right, let me just go over to the fucking GameStop real quick, check something, or EB Games at the time. Then I'll come back and ask her out. I came back like 15 minutes later and she was gone. I was like, oh shit. And then like next Saturday I was working and she came walking hand in hand with that dude in the mall. And in my head, no,
you like, I
in
missed
my
my
head,
shot.
I was 10 minutes too late. But they could have been dating for months or years. But in my head, I was 10 minutes too late. And so like, but for me, as far as a life lesson, that just taught me, hey man, like go for it. Like, what's the worst
Yeah.
that can happen? Just go for it. Last thing you want to be is 10 minutes late again.
Like
So.
the way I think about it, it was like, you ever seen that meme or that video when you're people are like when the guy says like, people at work be like, hey dog, how come we don't hang out? Or like after work or whatever, dog. And then the voiceover goes, dog, I'm a whole different motherfucker outside of work. Like that's how it was in high school for me. Like certain areas of my life, I was like, oh man. But outside of work, I'd be like, bitch, what's up? Like, like outside of school, I'd be like, what's up? At school, I'd be like, like, cause I was like again, if you know me, and I think I've told you this, like I have this like anxiety about sustained embarrassment that is completely illogical. Like I remember this one girl, and like a couple of my high school friends probably remember. It was something so small. She was walking.
Yeah.
And it was like it was like one of those movies like She's All That. Like, you know, you could probably hear the music in the background.
Yeah.
And then cue the Redman video. This bitch tripped on a fucking tree trunk and slid. She had like a light colored dress, had just mud all over. And then of course, I tried to hold my laughter, but in my mind, I turned to my homeboy and I was like, I would move. I would fucking move. I would change my name. Like,
Yeah,
yo, I would transfer
schools.
Yeah, like, because in my mind, if that shit happened to me,
yeah,
I'm cooked, dog.
Yeah.
I would change. I would be a hermit. I would be the kid that comes in with the hoodie, doesn't talk to nobody. Like, yo, it's not Marcos. Like, nah, that used to be Marcos, but ever since that day, because in my mind, I would think that everybody else is what they're thinking about.
Yeah. In your mind, you're like, oh, everybody saw it. Everybody can't forget it. That's all they gonna see when they see me. You know,
bro, like on some Carrie shit, like they all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah. All right. So in this movie, the central story is you have Nick, who's played by Michael Cera, and he just broke up with his girl. And so he keeps making her mixtapes or whatever. And the girl don't really care about him much. So she's friends with Nora, and they all go to the same school.
They're kind of frenemies.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Frenemies. That's a good word. And then she tosses out those mixtapes.
That very sensitive high school catty relationship between women. Married to my wife who's younger than me and was in high school during when bullying happened, like high school bullying and shit like that, like cyberbullying, like, you know, text messages and shit like that.
Yeah.
I used to be like, I don't understand it, because if I had a problem with you in high school, I just threw a punch at you and that's it. And then at the end of the day, we'll be friends.
Like the type of guy that starts off with violence.
I guess I am. I'm a caveman when it comes to that.
I'm just saying, with that beard,
all I know is I had one problem with one Dominican dude, and then like my body moved a lot quicker than my mind did. I swung at this kid, and then my mind said, "Hold on, dog. You know he's a Golden Gloves champion."
Yeah,
and I didn't get my block, my head knocked right off because I caught him. I didn't sucker punch him, but we were in. It was like in the back of a bus, like a New York City Metro bus. It was one of those situations that we were both confined, and as a bigger guy, it was a much better advantage for me compared to him, that he could, like, you know, it was like I mauled him instead of him like being able to actually box me. So yeah.
So again with the movie, so again, Nora finds his mixtapes, and she's kind of just inherently falling in love with this guy without actually ever meeting him. You know, things happen, people cross paths, and she realizes that the guy that she randomly met at the club that night is this Nick that she's kind of fallen in love with. So she's trying to get close to him. She's trying to get closer to him, but his ex-girlfriend sees that, and she's getting jealous, and now she's trying to get him back.
So the funny thing about this, for those of you that didn't go to high school in New York, New Jersey area, that shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like especially, like, I went to Catholic school like my last 2 years. I went to Catholic school the last 2 years of junior high school because I got kicked out.
You look more like a friar than you would be a Catholic guy. Like, you ever see Friar Tuck from Robin Hood Men in Tights?
First of all, you just mad that I still got long hair and you don't, so don't be a hater.
Hey, it's growing back. Look at that.
Yeah, hey, but mine is actually long. It ain't no, but like, if it was an all girls school or all boys school or something like that, I went to an integrated school. Yeah. Like, that's how it was. Like, the girls knew each other, but then it's like the dating pool in that world, is very small in terms of, like, people knew each other. So her knowing of Nick and not actually meeting him, like, those are like, this is like 6 degrees separation shit that happens all the time, especially in New York. Like, if I had $1 for every time I knew a girl or I knew a dude, and then I realized later that I knew somebody that knew him, even though the dude lived in another borough, is like, oh shit, like, it's crazy.
But do you think his ex-girl was right to be in her feelings about, I don't want him, but I don't want this girl that I'm frenemies with to have him? Like, do you think she's right for feeling that way?
I think this is just human emotion. I think it happens a lot where it's like think about this. The way I see it, and it's not to be sexist or anything like that. It's just simple human emotion. When you
Okay.
were younger,
Mhm.
if you have a brand new toy, right? You
Mhm.
focus on your brand new toy. But let's say you have friends over,
Yeah.
and then the guy goes, "Oh, you have that other toy?" And it's like, "Oh man," and you see them enjoying it.
Yep.
You're gonna be like, "Hey man, I want my toy back." Like
Yeah.
that's what it all was, I think. And then it's like the good thing about this movie is that it doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It wasn't like they were like in their 20s and it's like, the guys and working and he runs it. No, this movie encompasses high school dating.
Yeah.
3
It all
weeks
happens in
ago,
one night too. It all happens in a single night too.
yeah, this guy was like, this girl was my entire world. We
Mhm.
broke up 3 weeks ago. And it's like the way high school dating cycle was, for at least how I remember it, that's how it is.
Yeah.
You mourn the person or the relationship, and then you meet somebody new and you're like, oh, whatever. Like that's
Yeah.
why this whole movie encompasses something that is dope.
Yeah.
Now, if this was a movie that is set and these people are like in their 30s, you're like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you broke up with somebody 3 weeks later, and then all of a sudden you go with somebody else, and you're like, oh yeah, it's cool. But like that is truly how high school
Well,
is.
Well, I also think one of the issues she had with it is not necessarily that he found a new girl, is he found a new girl that she knows. Because
Yep.
inherently, again, if they're in that same circle, then it's almost like like you don't even think about it. But unconsciously, you're like, people are gonna see you. I'm like, oh, he left me to get with her. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, they're gonna be like, oh, what's wrong with her? That he thinks this one's better, and vice versa. So I think there's that. It plays on people's insecurities, being like, no, like I I don't want him, but I can't have you have him because we run in the same circle. I can't
Yeah.
have people thinking you're a better choice than me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it kind of like it highlighted the fact that they're all high school kids.
Yeah.
Like the girl didn't want to be tied down. I think when I initially watched the movie 17, 18 years ago, I was like, oh man, that girl's a piece of shit. But
Mhm.
I was younger then.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, she's just her age group. Like you shouldn't be tied down to one relationship.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I get it. Sometimes it works, like you with your high school sweetheart, but it's like, bro, you have your entire life to get to your one. Like
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta live your life and do what you gotta do. And it's like, but also I could definitely feel Michael Cera's Nick's character, his obsession with the relationship, because that's how it was. Remember in
Yeah.
high school when you used to have strong ass feelings about some shit? It was like, this is
You
my
thought
entire
you thought
world.
that girl was gonna be your forever girl.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But that first bit of heartbreak, boy, that rips you to shreds, man. That shit rips you to shreds.
It
You know?
does. It does. And it's
That
like you start
his girl
having
in the
in-
movie. His girl in
Yeah.
the movie had what I consider one of the most uncomfortable dance sequences I've ever seen in a movie.
the car. Bro, I literally was gonna bring that up. I had a mental note. I was like, I've never been so uncomfortable for somebody in my life. Like, is this what? Like, but then it's like high school because in her mind she's like, yeah, I'm being mad sexy. And I don't know, maybe people that were that age in 2008 that would be like, oh yeah, that's hot. But I was
I don't
just
know
like,
because I remember watching it when I was younger and I saw that. I'm like, did she not know how to dance? I don't know what it was, but I'm like, I feel uncomfortable watching this. I feel
it proves
uncomfortable
my
for
point.
her.
I literally was talking to somebody about this. It might have been with you. That when somebody showcases a talent,
Yeah.
like I immediately in my mind start dying. Like you know what I mean? Like like you ever like this is why if if I have kids, I'm never going to somebody's dance recital.
Okay.
Because I get embarrassed. I'd be like, like especially if I know this kid thinks that they're good at something, you're like, you're really not. Like, you know what I mean? Like watching people dance in front of me. I love dance movies. Like, Step Up, what's it called? Stomp the Last Yard.
Yeah, Stomp the
You
Yard.
Stomp the Yard. You Got Served. I'm like, yo, but if I was in the crowd and I see people go, I'll be like, I gotta go. Like you know what I mean? Like
I just remember watching that scene and I'm just like, I don't know if she was, I don't know because she was a very skinny girl, beautiful girl, very skinny. And I remember watching it going, there's something weird about this scene. Something very uncomfortable. I don't know if she was like maybe because I know it's supposed to be a high school kid and she's doing this. I'm like, I feel like she should be older doing this or something. I don't know. There was something
Bro,
about it that made me go like,
older,
I need to fast forward this.
older or whatever. I just don't think like, like you remember back in the day when women were obsessed with pole dancing as a fitness thing? I don't know who
Listen, I have a friend who's a pole dancing instructor. Go on.
yes, when it first popped up,
Mhm.
right? And and I remember I was seeing somebody, I'm not gonna say who,
Yeah.
and they came over and they were like, "Oh, I want to dance for you." And the entire time I'm like it wasn't even that because they were decent, but it was just like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Like this is not strip tease. This is like and I guess it goes back to my strip club. Like I feel uncomfortable in places like that. It's just like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, and in my mind, they're like, oh, I feel so sexy right now. But in my mind, it's like, you ever seen a dance video when they remove the audio and then they put it like, ooh, and you hear like the sneak.
It sound like Power Rangers.
Yeah. Like that's what I kept thinking in my mind, and like there's this beautiful person in front of me, and I was just like, why is this happening?
Dude, is there any band or musical act that you would go out searching in the middle of the night in New York to go see their show?
I might not be young enough to do it, but like I love
Even if you're
Aventura.
younger, if there's a musical act, like if you were younger, a little more spry, a little more ligaments in your knee, like who would you go?
If I would definitely, it would be Aventura or like Drake or like Eminem, like somebody, or Jay-Z. Like if Jay-Z, because I don't know if you noticed, but Jay-Z's been dropping like weird hints and single releases of stuff that's
Yep.
like 25 years old.
Mhm.
And I'm like, is this a
Well, no,
scavenger hunt that he's doing?
No, well, I know that it was a 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so the rumor is that he's planning a concert in Brooklyn that
Okay.
he's leading breadcrumbs to. And I'm like, I was like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if it was 10, 15 years ago, I'd be like, yo, I'll be like looking on Reddit feed, but I'm like, like in my mind, my 44-year-old brain is like, oh man, if he comes out, do I want to buy it? Then it's like, oh, I gotta get a hotel. Do I want to drive there? It's like all these things that it's just like, I'm good.
No, there's few musical acts where, again, in my 40s, if I saw like, okay, there's going to be a show going on, if I can swing it, like I'll travel to get there. Like Eminem, Linkin Park, One OK Rock, which is one of my favorite bands. Whenever they make it stateside, I try to get to at least one of their shows. But yeah, I feel like there's a few musical acts that I would travel for or like get excited for if all of a sudden you heard, hey, they're playing a secret show, but
But the thing
you
is,
gotta find it.
I've never been that cool to even know of a secret show, or like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Like,
feel like you would be. I feel like you'd be plugged in. You know so many different people. I feel like you'd hear about it in the ether and you'd be like, oh shit, let's try to figure this out.
Speaking of plugged in, bro, Nora, like I would like, again, because I would be like, hey dog, like if I was Nick, I'd be like, hey man, definitely dating this girl. Like
Yeah.
like
Who
she's
her dad is?
plugged in. like
Yeah.
like
Okay, but the thing is, if you're someone like Nick who genuinely likes Nora because of her personality and things like that, but then obviously you're in a band and you find out who her dad is, fucking owns Electric Lady Studios. Do you worry that people will think you're just dating her because of who her dad is?
I think Nora's worried of that. That's why she didn't reveal it. And
Yeah.
I think she's justified for her worry based on Tall. I think
Yeah.
Tall, like I think at some point Tall liked her, but Tall was very selfish. He wanted her for
Yeah.
obvious sexual gratification and
Mhm.
the hookups.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly don't even think he liked her. I just think it was like she it happenstance. I'm trying to get signed, and she just happens to be a pretty girl,
yeah.
who's connected. So it was more of the
Have you-
more so like that.
Have you ever met anybody that like that in your industry, or and not even the industry, or just anybody in person that they're using somebody else's fame to get perks.
Yeah. Oh, I know
Like,
plenty of people like that, bro.
that
People
it's
who are
like,
people who are trying to be cool by association.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you think he was a dick about that?
Yes, because
Tall?
I
Or was
go
it
ahead.
something that Nora made him used to?
I feel like he was a dick about it because he didn't wait for her to offer. From
Okay.
what we saw, maybe at one point, maybe she offered, maybe because she from the feeling I get from her in the movie, she's probably got a little bit of a self-conscious. She's probably self-conscious. Maybe like her self-confidence isn't that high. So I can see a scenario where they were together and she offered, and then now he's just milking that.
Okay.
Because it feels like their relationship the way it was. It felt like at some point, like she probably was like, "Oh yeah, I can give your tape to my dad," stuff like that. Just something in passing like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, so how do you in real time deal with stuff like that? Like, again,
I laugh.
I don't think I can. I don't think. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. Like my cousin Joel. Shout out Joel. He was a major DJ in the New York area.
Mhm.
And he used to work for La Mega, which is the #1 radio station in New York. It's a Latin radio station, and
Yep.
he was one of the big upcoming names. And he would book big gigs and
Yep.
stuff like that. And then we will have people like kind of like try to name drop him
Mhm.
to get like entrances. They'll be like, "Oh, no, you come in," and it was like one of those situations. Then me and him will always hang out because he's like my younger cousin, and he looked up to me when I was growing up or whatever. He was like, he saw me as a cool cousin, and now we're both older adults, and it's like man, like
Yeah.
I'll teach you whatever. But we had conversations like, man, so and so name dropped me and try to do this, and like I don't even know what to do in the situations. Like now I don't even pick up their call because it's like, dog, like it's like the example, like you in your field. If I just roll up like, hey man, CERA said it's cool, baby. Like,
No, it's like I've gotten plenty of calls. Hey man, I don't want to be that guy, but you think I can get 4 tickets to this show? And I'm like, bro, first of all, I'm back home. If I'm going to get tickets for anybody, it's going to be my family. Like,
yeah,
just calm down. If you don't want to be the guy, then don't be that guy.
yeah,
But I do know people who like, they name drop and then they try to push. Then they'd be very pushy, and then all of a sudden that other person get a call like, "Hey man, this dude's trying to ruining your reputation by by how pushy he is. So like,
yeah,
keep an eye on him." I'm like, yeah. It's just some people. I don't know. I don't know if it's the idea of getting something free or getting perks makes them
Mhm.
feel all of a sudden become entitled.
yeah.
Like yeah, like Tall felt like he was entitled to have Nora give his shit to her dad.
Yeah.
By,
But
even by proxy of friendship or something.
so, the only perk that I told you like recently that I'm gonna steal from you all the time is unless the wife is there, I'm gonna be like, yeah. So I booked the flight and I'm gonna crash at your hotel. Just an FYI. You'll be
Yeah, I
like,
know.
what?
I'm like, as long as you put your CPAP on silent, we good. Fucking out here looking like
What?
Cobra Commander.
Like who has CPAP? Like like who has it on loud, bro? I still find it funny. The next thing you were like, man, I said something to you. You were like, it's like I jumped into a chute. Like
I don't know they're about to do. They're trying about fucking drill into your molars. You were just like, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a talent that my wife says that I have. She's like, I wish just one day I could fall asleep on a drop of a dime like you do. And I was like,
Yeah.
because I just wait. Like I wait out my body until my body's like, hey dog, we need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then when I get into the bed, it's like, let's go.
Nah, for me, I'm so used to running on empty. Not necessarily running on empty, but I'm so used to running on such a little lack of sleep that like when I get a chance, like, and again, I'll physically tell myself, hey man, it's time to go to sleep. But when I tell myself it's time to go to sleep, yeah, I'm out. Like I can stay awake on an hour, but
Like
yeah.
I sympathize with you because like I don't like what you do is crazy, but like your body catches up with you. Like
Yeah.
the only time I ever experienced where I'm just like, yo, what is wrong with my body?
Mhm.
Like, this is freaky.
Yeah.
Is when I'm on our honeymoon, and I think anytime I travel internationally, that it's on a completely time zone. Like, I don't think I ever experienced jet lag until
Yeah.
those times that like I'm literally out and I'm like
Yeah.
bobbleheading like a little kid. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is like as much as I want to stay up, my body's like, no, champ.
Bro.
Like
I remember,
we not here.
bro, I remember one time, I want to say it was either WrestleMania 33 or 34. It was in New Orleans. And I was up for like almost 30 hours. I was working at the hotel and I'm just like, bro, I just need some coffee. I need to fucking get some. So I'm walking through the lobby to go to Starbucks and I talk to, Jim, who's head of security and stuff like that. And I'm walking and I swear I walked towards the opening of the door. My ass walked full speed into the glass at Starbucks. It just went boing. I came back. My face, the oil from my face was implanted on the fucking glass. My glasses got implanted into my face. So I turn around. They're all like, everybody's looking at me like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like Stephanie's nanny, whatever was there, saw me. They're like, you okay? I pull my glasses, they're stuck in my eye. I pull them off, blood starts shooting out.
Oh,
The medical sees me. I gotta go get 6 stitches in my eye. But for the entire week, you went by Starbucks and you just saw my face, the oil from my face still on the window for a week straight. I was like, what the fuck? Like at that point, I was like, yo, I got it.
Did you get some sleep after that?
Yeah, I finally got some sleep. And then they was like, hey man, that kid works hard.
Yo, the crazy thing about it, like I remember shit that like you ever remember memories like shit that you did that you're like, oh man, this is dumb, but not like life threatening. It's like, ooh, like the simplest solution was always in my face.
Yeah.
I remember I left New York
Mhm.
when I first moved up here, like the first 6, 7, 8 years, I would go to New York.
Moved down to Baltimore.
Excuse me, moved
Below.
down to Baltimore. I would be in New York every weekend.
Mhm.
And I was younger. I had 9 to 5 that, it was very schedule oriented. I used to take phone calls and stuff like customer service.
Yep.
And there will be if you work that environment, the schedules are set. You can't just be like, hey man, I don't feel good, or hey, can I start later? It's like very schedule oriented environment. And I remember I used to leave New York like at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
to be 3 hours later in Baltimore, like at 6:30, 7 a.m., having to be at work at 8:30.
Yep.
And I remember my body was like, nah, dog, can't do it. And I remember to this day, God bless this old black lady. You know how like you have the what's it called, the rest stops?
Yep.
So I'm struggling. I'm like, dog, like, you know how you driving and you forget how you get somewhere? And I was like, wait, what? How am I at this exit already? And I said, let me pull over. I went to the rest stop and I had a 5-hour energy drink and I had a Red Bull.
Mhm.
And I asked the lady, I was like, which one you think works better? And she straight looked me in my face, says, sleep. And then I was just like, huh? I was damn near insulted. And that's it. Like, you ever talk to yourself like, oh, who the fuck she talking to?
I know you ain't talking to me like that. I can do this.
Like, bro, I remember the worst decision.
Yeah, I remember for me, I used to drive home late at night after wrestling shows, like, because I'd be up, like I'd get out of work at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, and then I'd sleep until like 9 a.m. Get up, get dressed, get ready to go do my shows or whatever. So I remember one time coming back from a show. It was probably like 3 a.m. It was me, Smart Mark Sterling, and I think I want to say Antonio Thomas or Evil Nick, someone else. But we're driving, and I'm like, yo, I'll drive, but you guys are navigators, so you guys stay awake. You got to keep me awake.
Oh, as soon as you say that, everybody in the car,
dude, 10 minutes later, everybody's asleep. So I'm driving back from like Vermont and shit like that. We're driving down 91, and I didn't realize I was falling asleep at the wheel. My ass fell asleep at the wheel. I woke up. That car was taking an exit and turning with the exit. Like we went a half mile off the exit, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Dumbest decision ever. I'm like, just fucking pull over and take a nap.
Yeah,
you ain't got nowhere to be tomorrow. Just do it,
bro. I took and that Red Bull,
Mhm.
and I threw the 5-hour energy drink there. And I'm lucky that I'm still alive today.
Oh,
I
of
never
course.
felt like, you ever see Jason Statham
Crank?
in Crank? Yes.
Yeah.
For a good hour and a half. But then afterwards, bro, I went to work
Yeah,
and
Energizer
like
Dominicans.
I went to work and I was like this. My manager, and God bless my manager, he was a real cool dude. He was like, "Hey, dog, just call out, just go home. Tell him
Yeah.
I'll say I said I sent you home," because he's like, "Yo, you fell asleep because that crash
Yeah.
is."
Oh, yeah.
And I literally, a coworker of mine drove me home because I used to live like 5 minutes away. Because I was like, you ever like wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the break room. These people just said, oh, he's not feeling well. I'm not going to the break room and just passing out there. So
Yeah.
I went to my homegirl and I was like, hey, can you drive me home? Because she lived like 2 minutes away from me. She's like, really? She's like, all right. So she drove me home, and dog, I didn't wake up until like, I remember I called my sister or my brother-in-law. It was like 11:45 at night.
Yeah.
Like, I slept so many hours.
Yeah.
I was like, man. He's like, hey, is everything okay? Because I definitely woke them up. I was like, hey, when are y'all driving me to work so I can get my car? Because
I
guys,
remember,
this was a time before Uber, guys.
yeah,
There was
no,
you had to call a fucking cab, a real cab.
I remember going to my friend's album release party, and it was really good Puerto Rican music and shit like that, having fun. But like, I hadn't eaten that day, and I had 2 Long Island iced teas, and that bartender, I remember taking that first sip. I was like, oof. He goes, yeah, I made it good for you, and I was like, next thing you know, they're like, my friends were like, hey, these cops are watching you, so we're gonna call you a cab and get you home. And then we'll figure it all out later. I got home that night, and my brothers found me at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get into the house of the garage. So I'm sitting there just like trying to hit the buttons on the code and I couldn't do nothing. They're like, yo, what's wrong? I was like, I was drunk and I left my car at the club and all this shit. And they're like, well, where are your car keys? And I'm like, no, I was trying to get in the house. Like, I don't have my car keys and shit like that. So like, I'm trying to get into the garage. Like, well, where's your car keys at? And I was like, oh, they're right here. They're in my pocket. So I could have used it the entire time. So they ended up going back and getting my car. But I was like, man, like, eat before you drink.
Bro.
Yeah.
So
All right. So before we end this episode, obviously we go into our hot takes. It's a hot take of the week, and Marco says he has this movie leads into his hot take. So I'm curious, Marcos, what is your hot take of the week?
So you said something earlier. You were like, how come we don't get movies like that anymore? So my hot take is, I think as society, as we change, the movies change, and we show our age when we say, man, they don't make movies like this. I do think that now we are getting bangers, but us as guys that were born in the 80s, it takes us a while for us to process certain movies. And it's proven because now the studios are releasing movies that were hits for our era, and we're getting overly excited without knowing anything. Case in point, I Know What You Did Last Summer made a shit ton of money that honestly, if it wasn't for people of our age bracket, would have probably been gone and left and nobody would have cared.
Yep.
I just saw Scream 7. The fact that the 2 before it did not make as much money as this one tells you that is our audience that's driving it. And the fact that everybody in my timeline that is my age group is going ape shit over the new Scary Movie trailer, including myself, says that we like what we like. And then it continues until this generation dies off. We're going to keep saying that. Just like at a certain point, like the generation behind us that grew up with like 21 Savage, and I love 21 Savage now, like musically, are saying like, oh man, this new Little Pump or whatever the younger version of 21 Savage is now that I probably won't even recognize, are saying to the kids that are like maybe 5 to 8 years younger than them, is like, man, that shit ain't real music. Like, what you listening to? Like the same shit that our parents are saying. And that's my hot take. That
so your hot take is we're out
is generational, and that it follows, the taste follows that generation. and we have like a narrow view. Like whatever I find entertaining now, I'm gonna find entertaining for the rest of my life.
See, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. And here's the thing: musically,
hot take.
I know. Musically, I get because language changes. So sometimes you're just hearing slang now that you don't get. So some of that music doesn't connect with you because you just don't understand what they're saying. One, and then also two, instruments change. Like the musicality, the type of music that's being made, like the sound is different. Like I still get excited when I hear like a boom bap beat. Like a lot of the instrumentals now, some of them are cool, some of them are nice, but like when I hear fucking Method Man, I was listening to Method Man, Redman the other day. I was like, this is the kind of music I remember. So I get when it comes to music, it's probably generational. With movies though, listen, we just went crazy over K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, I don't necessarily think it's generational when it comes to, because there's a lot of movies that we all consider.
But think about the formula. K-pop Demon Hunter had great character arcs and music.
Yeah.
But there's the formula that's underlying. If you take it all away, it's a formula that we're used to. It's the formula. It's kind of like the shonen character.
Yeah.
That's why Dragon Ball Z is so successful and all its predecessors afterwards. Is because you have an unsure hero that goes through an arc and then becomes the person that they're destined to.
Yeah. Well,
now,
that's why
if the movie deviated and the person was a broken person and at the end changed very little, but still became the hero, we'd be like,
but that's the thing. But that's the thing. I don't think it has to do with generational. I think it has to do with quality of the story being told, which actually leads into my hot take.
Quality, just like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder.
No, because here's the thing. I feel like,
and I'm gonna say this, and you can clip this one.
Yep.
Like everybody says that Casablanca is the greatest movie of all time. I think it's a piece of shit. I don't see anything with it. Like you know what I mean? It's not something that I'm like, hey, girl, go ahead and throw on that Casablanca. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, no. Some people say Casablanca. Some people say Lawrence of Arabia. But inherently,
the movies, it gets no play. And I'm not a cinephile. And you know what I mean? And for those of you that don't know what a cinephile is a person that's obsessed with movies. Don't get weird.
Listen, but here's the thing. Like I said on the other episode, I can't understand why people like Bohemian Rhapsody. There are certain things that just aren't going to connect with you, but you can inherently understand why it's a classic, right? Like a Bohemian Rhapsody, I can understand why
said it was a classic. What? Enough people said it was a classic. And you know what I mean? Like ain't nobody, I wasn't checking like just like the whole John Wayne era. Don't understand it. Don't care. I prefer other cowboy movies that are more updated. Like people are, it's because you haven't seen this. I've watched it.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. You know?
No, I don't know. So this is gonna lead into my hot take of the week.
Go ahead.
My hot take of the week is I think movies peaked in 2010. And here's the thing. And here's why. Here's why.
You made me just turn off my heater. No, that's how hot you got me.
No. There's outliers. There's gonna be outliers. There's gonna be other ones that that sprinkle in there, and you see somebody who harkens back to those older style movies. But I feel like at around 2010, we went from having a lot of more quality work where people were putting effort and energy into telling this story, and we've gotten a lot more pumping out content.
Okay.
Formulaic, and part of it is because I think the tools for filmmaking have gotten so good that it has allowed everyone to be able to try to make a movie now.
I can agree somewhat, but I completely disagree at the same time.
Why?
And the reason being is because there's so many things that were not physically possible.
Yep.
Before. And I think we're entering not necessarily a golden era of movies, but a very much opportunistic, a very much creatively free um era of movies. Case in
Yep.
point, case in point, case in point, case in point.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think
Go ahead. Hurry
if
up
you
so I can
do,
shit on your idea. Go ahead.
I think if you do if whatever, shut the fuck up. If you do the Transformers movies now,
Yep.
like the original 3 that they did, actually the
Mhm.
original 2 that they
Yeah.
did, with today's graphics and technology, it'd be amazing. That's why, as much as I love the original Christopher Reeve Superman,
Yep.
I like the current Superman. And people are like, oh, the story, this and that, but it's just like, yo, it's much more believable. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yo, this TV shows that I don't like, that I'm like, man, you can see the wires, you can see the budget, like, you know what I mean? There's a
Yeah.
like if Power Rangers came out today, right?
Mhm.
Like fresh idea, if it was imported from Japan
Yeah.
and they didn't take the Haim Saban route, which is like just reusing footage, if it was reimagined, I think it'll be gangbusters because they'll have the technology that'll be an affordable TV show and you know that it won't bankrupt a studio. I think there's
Yeah.
certain movies that we should revisit it. I know, you know, remake is a dirty word in certain circles that we can do. There's certain movies
Well,
that
no.
don't use technology that you shouldn't touch. But you're gonna tell me that that Wicked did not add a vibrancy and an amazing
No.
fresh take on something like The Wizard of Oz, which you can literally almost see the green screen and the curtains
No, but okay. No, but
during
here's
the
the thing. Okay,
original
so
movie.
with something like Wicked, obviously, like technology has progressed to the point where someone can put in front of them like what they see in their head. Technology's gotten to that point. But I feel like up until about 2006, 2010, that's when people really started using a lot more digital film, imaging, and they stopped using film. And I think with film, because it was so costly, people took more care with what they were making. They made sure what we're putting on screen is of quality, not all the time, because we got some 80s action movies,
First
you
of all,
know.
we got a lot of VHS movies. So
Yeah.
shit movies was still being out. I think
No,
it's a lot. The pipeline of getting shitty movies to the theater is a lot easier because, and I think that's more the pandemic because the
yeah.
theaters are just kind of like, yo, we need shit to put people in our seats.
Not just that, but it's pandemic and streaming because I feel like with the way things are now, it's like, hey, we just need more content, and because with with digital technology, with not shooting on film, so you could just run the camera for however long until the battery runs out. You can do as many takes as you want. Oh, with CGI, you can just, hey, don't worry about building that. We can just make that in the computer. I feel like people they don't put as much care into this image is exactly what I want to see in camera. That's why when you saw Super 8, you were like, yeah, did somebody use current technology but took care in what they were putting out there, and it fucking was amazing.
But you also got to understand that you having the accessibility to this, you discover more directors a la I love oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Sinners director, and then
Oh,
you
it's
also
Ryan Coogler,
have you have more Ryan Cooglers, you have more
Safdie brothers, and
yeah, you have individuals like uh Jordan Peele,
yeah,
people that had to take so long to break through.
yeah,
Like, you know, a lot of people make fun of Tubi,
yeah.
but a lot of those people that are directing Tubi movies
Mhm.
might be the next crop of great directors
No,
because you gotta have reps.
yeah,
You know, you gotta put 10,000 hours in the gym.
I
And
get
if you're
that.
not getting that feedback,
Yeah, I get that. I get that the barrier for entry is a lot easier now because digital, because the access to quality equipment is a lot easier now. But I I'll use a quote from Ratatouille. Anybody can be a great chef, but only the fearless can be like amazing. And it's like it's one of those things where it's like you probably there, it's probably gonna be easier to find more quality directors now. You might find one in South Africa doing something because he has access to better quality equipment now. But I'm just saying that, like, it's so easy for anybody to put anything out that I feel like there's not as much people putting quality effort into their art. Some people are outliers, like Ryan Coogler. That scene in Sinners, the generations dancing. When you watch that, you're like, okay, this guy had a specific vision in his head, and he had to figure out how to do this the right way so that it comes off on screen exactly how I want it. I saw this clip on fucking Instagram the other day where they were showing a behind the scenes from Now You See Me, where like Jesse Eisenberg throws the punch and then he takes the cape or the cloth, tosses it in the air, dives off the screen, and then all of a sudden Dave Franco pulls it down, and like on screen it looks like movie magic. But that's a team going to like, how do we do this without using digital?
Yeah,
because we could do this.
I understand that, but like, I don't know, man. Like sometimes you got to throw shit at the wall to see what sticks.
I'm not saying that you don't. I'm saying all the shit that we're throwing at the wall is also ending up in the same platform as the stuff that sticks.
And also my last hot take, and we can probably end there because I have a double one for you. And this is one when I was in the shower, I thought about it. I
want to hear about you in the shower,
whatever.
Which is Zestfully Cleans.
Hey, first of all, I don't use Zest. I use what is it? Patui, whatever the Rock soap is.
Papatui?
Yeah.
See,
and
man,
first of all, I'm never gonna
use
his shaving stuff because I'm like, this man had I'm never gonna use the shampoo or shaving. I was like, he has no hair. So
the only time he had hair was in fucking Hercules.
like I can't try use my hair products. Like, dog, you have no hair. But anyway, is A24.
Hold on. Before you get into that, Jungle Cruise, right? To me, if you took a little more
slop, you're gonna get slop. That's a trade-off. No. Jungle Cruise is not good.
No, but here's the thing. If you took more care into what you were putting on the screen versus just putting them on a fake boat and doing crazy graphics, you might have gotten something that felt a little like a little more realistic, a little more honest. You might have gotten something that like a little more tangible.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead.
Now walk with me. You know what Canon Films is, right?
Yes, I know what Canon fucking RoboCop, fucking Bloodsport.
Yep.
Yeah. I think was it the original Predator? Was that on Canon? Yeah.
First of all, breaking to the Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. So, yeah.
A24 ain't nothing but Canon for 2026.
No. I think it's more Miramax.
No, it's Canon. It's Canon.
Why?
Because A24, they're pumping out so much content now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's revolving, and you see a lot of familiar faces, that not everything is a hit. They've been falling on their face, but they've also had a lot of hits, and that's what keeps their brand alive. Canon, although it's a shit example, but they did the best that they could, and they pumped out some bangers.
No,
they shouldn't have.
No, they pumped out a bunch of cult classics that were awesome in hindsight.
No, some of those movies are awesome now.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying now when you look back on it, oh, these are awesome. But at the time, they weren't successful. Whereas A24, you got some shitty ones, but you also got like critically acclaimed stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
not
why I
all
think
of them
Miramax
are successful.
What's up?
Not all A24 movies are successful.
Yeah, but Miramax had like Dogma. Dogma wasn't that successful. Chasing Amy wasn't that successful. But they also had.
But that's also from one creator.
No, but I'm saying is they also had their Pulp Fictions. They also had their Goodwill Huntings. I think it's more Miramax than it is Canon.
I disagree.
Canon
is more. Let's put it to
Blumhouse. I think Blumhouse is more Canon, just a horror.
Let's put this out to the people that are listening, and I hope you clip this for socials.
Yep.
I think so. You think that A24 is more Miramax.
Yep.
I think A24 is just a fancy version of Canon. That's what I think.
And for those listening, Canon again, RoboCops, your
Breaking,
your Bloodsports,
American Ninja.
Yeah, American Ninja 3. Fucking
like it's a lot. You have for those of you that are older, you have your Delta Force.
Dude, Delta Force is that's one of my favorite action movies. Where Chuck Norris comes in with the when Chuck Norris comes in on the motorcycle at the end. That's where I learned about what Beirut was.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right. All right. And so and then for my take, I think that the movies have kind of peaked since 2010. Why don't you? Well, if those listening, you tell us. What do you think? Do you think movies have peaked since the 2010s? Do you think canon is or you think A24 is a new age canon? We'll see. Let's leave up to the peoples.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's the latest episode of Surratt and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Surratt, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
And remember, when you guys comment and let us know what you guys think, please also like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about us, and just help us grow. Because we like bullshitting and having fun. And I hope we hope you guys like bullshitting and having fun with us. Do you agree, Marcos?
Yes, I do love bullshitting and having fun.
Yeah.
And
all right,
go watch Nick and Nora. Great movie.
It's awesome. Yeah, awesome. Final thoughts. Nick and Nora Infinite Playlist is it'll make you remember why movies are good.
Yeah. And also back then when I was a slore, that was the number one movie I put on. We're like, oh, he's gonna probably want to watch action. It was like, hey girl, nah, I'm sensitive. Let's go ahead and put on Nick and Nora.
I was like, that was Sweet Home Alabama for me.
It's like Jesus Christ.
All
But
all right, man. Catch y'all later.
peace.
I'm a warrior.